online at marcusandmac.com. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We have Commissioner Mike Keith, Commissioners Bonni Dunlap, and Sherene Hess in the studio with us this morning. Of course, everybody wants to know data centers. That's the big conversation topic with folks, and what can the county do in order to fashion some sort of ordinance or have some sort of regulatory control over the data center business. And however you want to phrase that, however we want to look at it, the county does have a role to play. So let's start there this morning and find out the latest information. I know that the information gathering process through public comment that has taken place, and so now you have some concrete information from folks about what they are feeling. So let's find out what you're feeling about that. We'll start with you, Commissioner Keith, and where the county stands on data centers and their role in Indiana County.
Well, good morning, Todd. But to start off, we did start listening to a few months ago at our meetings the public comment that we've had coming in from the general public, and during that time, we have all of us have taken notes of concerns that the residents shared with us. Then again, like you said, we opened up a portal and we received 248, I believe, comments. And right now, those comments are being reviewed. And then after that, we're going to go over with the Planning Commission that is actually looking at those to kind of separate, put together, the same, concerns, kind of group them. And from that point on, then we'll take a look and see what we have to do as far as looking at our saldo and making amendments. Mm-hmm. As far as data centers, again, everybody, just as well as Homer City Redevelopment, are still waiting on the data center announcement of, who is going to come in and seat their buildings and stuff there. At this time, again, like I said before, we can look at data centers in general, and we understand what, they're kind of operational. But again, it's just like building a home. A data center design is different from others. So we'll just have to wait to see what we have on our plate to deal with.
Yeah. Sherene, when we think about how Indiana County reacts, there is the role to play because Indiana County does administer the saldo for a number of municipalities within the county's borders. And this is an issue that's not Indiana County only. Every county, it seems, in America is dealing with this question.
That's true. It is a nationwide issue, and it is the kind of thing that has just come on so quickly. And although now we're deep into it, so we can't say that we don't know, but it did happen. It rolled out fast, and we are, like a lot of other counties and municipalities, catching up. We do have a lot of knowledge now, and it is time to put that knowledge into something concrete, which we're working on fervently. So I must say, I think it's, we've been talking about this for many months. But yes, the county can only do so much, but we do have that tool, the Subdivision and Land Development Ordinance, and it was adopted 3 years ago, so we're really still getting our arms around what that looks like just for regular projects, let alone an industrial project like a data center. So we are working on that, and the municipalities do have tools. But this is the one thing the county can work on for the county, for those municipalities that don't have their own.
Yeah, Bonni, in terms of the public and input, is there a hearing scheduled yet? Would you term it a hearing? Would you term it more a public meeting? How would we go about following the process next?
Well, until we get the draft ordinance out there, so we're close. We're waiting for the planning office to get it together, and it's almost done. We're hoping to get it this week. Once we get that, then we would announce it, and then there would be 45 days, and then at that time, also we would schedule a public hearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the process will go forward. We'll continue to follow, and certainly we'll hear from the commissioners and from all of the other interested parties as the process does unfold. Let's talk about other things in which the county is involved right now. It's I guess you can never say, Bonni, that it's a key time as opposed to any other time during the year. There's business happening all the time for Indiana County. What's the next thing that we can look forward to from the commissioner's standpoint?
Well, one of the next things is an election coming up that's in the fall. We are always in election cycle. We just did some things within the county where we combined offices. We had a separate voters registration office from our elections office, and Debbie Streams was our voter registration director. She retired in July. At that time, we decided that it might be good to combine the office and hire one person in charge of those entities, those things. So Wilson Reagan, who was the director of elections, is now the director of elections and voter registration, which kind of makes sense. Most of the other counties are already set up like that. So with that change, we're hiring someone else to assist him in the office, and then we've got to get everything ready for the fall election.
Yeah. So that's coming up. Sherene, you were telling me there is actually a House of Representatives hearing happening today in Indiana County.
Yes, there is. It's at 1 p.m. It is open to the public. It's also going to be live streamed. I wasn't in charge of promotion, but it is an important topic to Indiana County. It's about broadband affordability. Now that there's the specter of some of the things that helped, some of the tools that helped low-income folks being removed via the federal government, there's a concern that now we have all this infrastructure. You know, we worked years and years at Indiana County to be prepared for when we did have some money to actually do some broadband expansion, which we did, and I think we're all really proud of that project. But now the idea is to get people to be able to afford it. I think, as we all know, every bill's going up, but internet costs are skyrocketing too. So that's important. And also digital literacy. Like, there's a lot of people out there that have no idea really how to access the internet. And then, of course, cybersecurity and the notion of safety on the internet. So this is a hearing. It's at 1 p.m. There'll be a number of people from that committee hearing and a number of panels presenting on the issue, and I'll be presenting some testimony that I was asked to do about that very issue. So that's at 1 p.m. at the Welcome Center.
Yeah, at the Welcome Center in downtown Indiana.
Yes.
Commissioner Keith, the broadband question and the way Indiana County approached it, I think is something that really it's illustrative of how the process works. It took a lot of involvement from the county, from the federal government, from state government. There are a lot of doors to open in order to make broadband as accessible as it is right now. And I think Indiana County did a fantastic job on it, but it took a while. And government moves that way, and for a reason.
Yeah, and honestly, Todd, I've said this before, government moves too slow for me. I don't know, when it's going to actually speed up. But anyways, you're correct. It was a lot of different government levels that actually, first of all, provided the money to get where we had to actually make construction. The unique thing about the last construction that we had in Indiana County is we actually had two contracts. One was with Salzgiver, who has actually placed broadband in the county for a number of years, and then REA. REA came in with their company in the sticks, and they proposed kind of like a partnership where the county actually had so much money to award to them, and then in return, the co-op also was able to put money towards the project. And between both of those pots of money, they were actually able to develop, I call it a horseshoe loop throughout Indiana County, which actually became like the main trunk. And then off of that, REA is now making connectivities to homes off of that horseshoe trunk.
The different approaches to me are fascinating because we all have the one goal that everybody who can be hooked up gets hooked up, and fiber optic is certainly the technology that everybody trumpets and is so well done. But the way you get to it and the different approaches to have it, to me, all coming together the way they did, it's a pretty amazing story.
That it is, and also what's been coming up and we've been discussing is BEAD funding. That is yet to be presented. But again, it's one of those projects that's continuing, and we're going to keep on it. Whenever we get an extra chunk of change that we can put towards it, we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. My time management skills weren't really good this morning. I needed more time with you than I'm going to be able to get. We're already past news time here this morning, but I do want to thank you all for coming in to visit with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com, County